Well, good morning, everybody. Yep, it's morning. Stopped here to warm up my coffee, just using the sterno. I made the coffee last night. We had a threat of storms coming in, which they did come in. So I was just focusing on getting things cooked up and getting taken care of for the storm that came in. And it did come in. So I'm on my way home. Well, not home, but to another location over that way. I'm out of here. So I stopped at this lovely little spot inside the park where I stayed. I gotta drop off my garbage. There, it's done. Oh, it stinks. And isn't this lovely? I think the water's a little higher than it was yesterday. It's gone all day yesterday to a seminar. Isn't that lovely? Oh, too bad you can't be in two places at once. Ah, that's better. New batteries. Well, if this were a hot, steamy day, I'd be putting my feet in. I don't know, I may still. But, oh, look at the gaudy things I got on my feet. This is what you call forgetting your sandals. Dollar store special. Only thing they had in my size, and they're gaudy as all get out. Anyways. Yeah, this is a lovely spot. I guess there's no swimming in any kind of pool or any, I mean in a pond or a creek or anything, but they do have a pool, which I did not partake of. Oh, but this is some pretty and relaxing. Boy, this would have been a much better spot to camp out than where it was okay. It was a nice enough spot. Nice, quiet neighbors, especially with the rain. No, they were good. Anyways, the seminar that I went to was put on by the Weston A. Price Foundation. And it was, the speaker was Sally Fallon, author of Nourishing Traditions. Very, 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 very informative. And if you haven't already done so, I encourage you all to check her out. And the Weston A. Price Foundation. They are, in essence, trying to get our rights back when it comes to food. They have managed to increase the number of states that allow for the common person like you and me to purchase raw milk and consume it if they wish to. And that's just one of the things. This is the biggest obstacle, because in so many states it was illegal to do so. I mean, you could get in some serious trouble if you sold it. I don't know what the ramifications were if you actually consumed it, unless of course it was from your own cow. Well, how many people can have a cow in their backyard? I know town I live wouldn't allow it. Well, the cow wouldn't be very happy in my backyard anyway. So it was, when they first started, it was only 23 states that allowed the consumer to purchase raw milk. Now it's 40 states that allow it. And unfortunately, I live in one of the 10 backward states that it's still illegal. So guess what? I'm a rebel. Guess what I did this week? I drank raw milk. I consumed cheese made from raw milk. Oh, it was so good. Oh, the milk was so good. And a bunch of other things that I sampled that you can get. Be nice if it was a little bit more readily available, so maybe it wouldn't be as expensive. But I got some good information, and I was able to sample some good products. I only wish that I had brought a much larger cooler with me so that I could stock up on some raw milk and take it home with me. But unfortunately, and another thing that was discussed was bug on my shoulder. The deal with the correlation between high cholesterol levels and heart disease. There is none. She took the studies that supposedly supported the theory out there that it does, and she showed how they were discombobulated in order to show how the data was manipulated so that they could encourage people to eat all this garbage that they've been feeding us for years. Margarine, vegetable shortening, vegetable oils. That's what's doing it to us, people. If you haven't already given up margarine and vegetable oil, Crisco, the hard shortening, man, I encourage you to do so, because you're just killing yourself. I am a firm believer. I believe that's what killed my mother at a young age. Firm believer in it. I know that I switched over to butter years ago. I've gotten rid of all vegetable oil in my diet, at least when I'm home anyway, where I have more control. And I feel better. I'm healthier. Honestly, I am. Anyways, I'm not really doing the whole subject very much justice, I'm sure. But I encourage you to check out Weston A. Price Foundation, and if you haven't already gotten the book, what is it? Oh man, my brain just went dead. Sally Fallon's book, cookbook. It's more than just a cookbook. It's got a lot of good information in there, and she has a few other books out as well right now, which are good. There is one that you can. I've heard that you can get this online. I'm going to check as soon as I get to where I have internet access. Is The Oiling of America. It's free online. Just Google it, okay? And that'll give you a lot of the information that I got at this seminar. Anyways, I wonder if my coffee's hot yet. So waiting on my coffee. It's getting there. It's starting to steam. I want to get it good and hot though, so it stays hot longer. I am so glad I remembered to grab this when I was packing up. And the Sterno as well. I had 2 cans of Sterno. I wouldn't recommend cooking on it, but for warming things up, it's pretty good. I had to cook on it, not last night, but my first night here, because I could not get a fire started, and so I couldn't really cook anything. I mean, I did cook my steak on here. I had a small steak, and I remembered to grab a small frying pan. So anything is it has a hot spot, but for steak it was okay. wasn't as good as grilling it on the open fire, but it was edible, you know. And I didn't want it well done anyway, so it was good. Threw some onions in with it. Onions weren't as done as I like, but they were okay. Like I said, it was edible. And then last night I got this, I had to go to stop at Lowe's, and I got a bag of kindling and some fire starter cubes. Because, you know, I paid for that wood. I was going to burn it, and I was going to cook my meal. And I would have probably burned everything last night, except that we had a pretty nasty storm roll in. So, but I got quite a bit of the cooking done. I was trying to get my bacon cooked, pre-cooked, so that I would have it for this morning, and well, the rain rolled in before I got it done. I got it started, but I didn't get it finished. So later on, who knows, if I find a dry spot, I might try putting it in the frying pan. I know. So, but anyways, sorry, that dripped on. But this is a pretty good rig. You know, people talk about preparing for the worst. This little Sterno stove actually was left at my place by my ex-brother-in-law. Okay, he's gone. Don't know where he is. I can't return it. So, you know what? It's there. I'm using it. So, and when Sandy was coming through, that's when I got the 2 cans of Sterno. I don't normally use it. You know, it's not something I normally have in my house. But, you know, I knew that I had this little stove, this little hot thing. So I figured, well, you know, I'll get a couple cans of Sterno. They weren't that expensive. And I've had them on hand. And I'll tell you, this thing has really come in handy. I don't know if you can see, but I really have not used that much. You know? It's, I said I used it to cook my dinner the first night. And then I used it to warm up the coffee that I made last night and put in my steel bottle here. When it was hot, I put it in there and put the lid on, so it's fine. No germies are in it. Anyways, yeah, so I used it to warm up my my coffee. The first cup this morning. This will be my second cup, and you know, it's doing pretty good, and it's just about as hot as I want it. I should have enough for another cup of coffee later if I want it. And yes, people, I know, you know, they say you should give up the caffeine, give up the coffee, but you know, I really do enjoy my cup of coffee in the morning. And if I can get 2, I'm happy. So, anyways, I'm going to fix my coffee. It's just about there, and I'll catch up to you later when there's something more interesting.